Jira software is brought to you by a company called Atlassian. They are an innovative company that has invested much in their product suite. Be aware that the product solution is not limited to issues and bug tracking. Their product line includes documentation software and help desk software. But this demo is intended to get you familiar with their issue and bug tracking software. The way they present and manage test management activities is different in the way that ALM does. This product is tied to the Agile methodology, especially with Kanban and Scrum concepts. The Jira product is a cloud-based offering like ALM Cloud. You can make use of the functionalities from your browser. It supports up to 10 people with a free usage plan. That is attractive. However, if you're trying to manage a waterfall or V-model SDLC project, this is not the tool for you. There is one part of the tool that is methodology agnostic, and that is the bug tracking tool in Jira. Last thing, before moving to the Jira Cloud Desktop, when you start with Jira, it wants to create a database and website for you. All you must do is give it a name that has never been used. Here is an example of mine. As you can see on the screen, the unique name I supplied was sold out. That word, sold out, and then it added the rest to create the website. Jira uses that to build your personalized Jira website. It is tied to your email address that you supply. Every time you log in to Jira, from then on, it knows to take you to the website built for you. Notice that when you launch Jira, to log into Jira requires going to its login page, entering your credentials. In my case, I'm going to click Google to use my Google ID. Select it. And notice that when Jira launches, it displays your outstanding work environment. It shows you what is in progress and what you have upcoming. It also states your active project. As you can see here, the project name is My Scrum Project, and you see a list of work today and yesterday. Nice long list of items, and there are a combination of different types of issues that are available to use in the Jira product. Let's move on with the horizontal menu across the top of the home page. But before that, I just want to take a moment to mention the items are given icons that can allow you to quickly identify what type of issue it is. Let's look at this a little more closely before I move on to the project and the other items on the menu. Right here is an exclamation. That one I just created recently. I know it's a test case item. So issues can come in different types. It can come in test case, tests, an activity, a test activity. It can come with as an regular issue, which might be a task to perform something else, development activity, what have you. It can come as a bug. There's the little white dot with the red background. And it has this other, which is also another issue. I'm sorry. Yeah, follow up on the, yeah, it's another task to perform. And there should be, there. This one and this one, these icons have to do with requirements. Okay, that's enough on that. So let's move on to the horizontal bar. And I want to start with the create. I only have one project generated, so that is what the summary display you are seeing is all about. Now, I must inform you that I'm not very comfortable with this product. When I last used it a few years ago, it looked nothing like it does now. And as I mentioned, I was only using its bug tracking capabilities. I want to start with the Create button to break down the understanding behind Jira's use of issues concepts. I've just mentioned it. I'm going to mention it again so you get a hold of that. When I think of issues, I think about problems or bugs only, but Jira defines it differently, and we will talk about that. When you click on the Create button, which I'm going to do now, Jira responds with a pop-up window for your selection. Here you can see that issues are broken down into several types. Let's look at that. Click on this little button, and you can see that it can be a story, a task, a bug, an epic, a test, or this is the one for test case, which it requires this little plugin. We'll talk about that a little later. This little plugin requires the label be this way instead of test case. But anyway, that's okay. Going back to story and epic, those two I mentioned, those are requirements. Basically, that's what that's about. An epic would be more like a business requirement, and the story really is a business requirement as well, but it could also be functional requirements. And so this is like a sub-level to the epic. The rest, the task, the bug, and the test, they're other designations, and of course the task has to do with work, the bug has to do with defects, and the test types have to do with test activities and test cases. All right, hopefully that helped you in understanding a little bit more about the issue usage within Jira. It has some statuses, and you can add other statuses, but the norm would be what's in progress, what's on hold, and what's completed. Of course, the to-do is the first level. What needs to be done, then it goes into a progress state. It might go into an on hold if something is waiting to be done and you can't go any farther. And then, of course, it gets into a completed state. So that's what should happen to all the issues that we just talked about, whatever type it may be. Okay, let's see. I just want to look at my notes. Yeah, I mentioned about that. Okay. Yeah, I just want to mention these entries can be added standalone or with sub-entries to provide further breakdown and assignment distribution. So it can get more complex than it is. Scrolling down in the window shows many other pieces of information that can be attached to any given issue. Description, as an example, of course, who it's assigned to, You may have some labeling, estimations, and so on. And of course, for each issue, you would select some known sprint. And the sprint in Agile, people know, if you already know about Agile, the sprint is usually a 2, 4, or roughly 6-week time frame that so much work is planned to be completed, getting some piece of a application or software out, published to whatever customers are available. And let's see if there's anything else we want to mention. Okay, that's cool. Oh yeah, attachments. That's nice to have for every issue. Whatever additional attachments might be, PDF, doc files, what have you. All right, that's enough. Now, to clear that, you click on the Create button again, and then it pops up the issue again in a free form fashion, if you will, and you can then cancel it or create. All right, that's enough on that subject. Let me see where we're going from here. I just want to make sure I navigate correctly through here. If you click on the Teams pull-down menu, which is right here, you can create new teams. So you can work individually in the product, or you can work as teams in the product. If I click on that, I happen to have created one that you can select and update by adding new people. It's called DT, just a little designation. You can give it any name you want to give it. And you click on that, and you will see a breakdown of who's in that or on that team. So there's 2 persons on the team, and the activities they're associated with. So the team has these team activities. That's all I'm going to say on that. Now, to go back to Teams, you can click on it and then do whatever else. If you wanted to create a new team or invite somebody to your team, that can be done from here as well. Otherwise, what I've learned is you can do use the back button, or you can click on one of these other pull-down menus. I'm going to just click the back button, and we're back to where the Your Work in desktop. The next thing I want to do is the dashboard. The dashboard pull-down menu selection supports creating and viewing dashboards. I created one just to get a feel for what it's about. And you have additional, you can just look at dashboards, or you can create a brand new one. This one is one I created, and let's look at that. The tool capabilities are not as intuitive as I would like, but that may be just my expectations. Maybe they're a little higher than I need to be. It probably just takes reviewing a few tutorials to get the hang of it. Let's click on the Projects pull-down menu next. Now here you see again that Scrum Project, that's the name of my project. It's a default that comes if you go into this and create your own environment. You'll probably get this one as the first one, and you can rename it to whatever you desire to do it. I left that alone. I can click on that. I can view all the projects, or I can create a brand new project from here. Let's click on that so we can see what it brings up. And you see it has at least two panels here. The panel on the left starts out with the name of the project and allows you to look at a timeline, reporting, backlog. Backlog in Agile has to do with what are all of the tasks that need to be done for the project. So all the tasks go there first, and then people pull them from the backlog into their boards. And so here's the board, and you're looking at the board right now. So it's highlighted. That's the default for the project page. You see whatever your board is. And these are tasks that I have that needs to be done. And in this column, what's in progress. So these are identified, they're assigned to me. I'm working on them, so to speak. I'm not really working on them, but it's saying that I have these two tasks in progress. So one was the test case, and the other is is an activity. Then if I happen to have something I want to put on hold, let's say I want to take this guy and put him on hold, I just click it, drag it over into that column. And then when I'm done, I can then take it from there and move it into the done column. And then I'm done with that. And I move on to something else that's available for me to take care of. Just wanted to give you an idea of that. And I can also move it back. And so here it is in progress again. Now, let's click on the backlog option over here on the left. This allows us to see the issues or tasks available for assignment or review, as I mentioned a minute ago. So these are the tasks that have not yet been assigned to anybody. And so you can pull from that, and each team can pull from that and move on from there and get the work done. Meetings are used to go over what is the status of the various tasks. On purpose, I created several tasks that are not yet available for assignment. They are set for a future date. We could play with that and change the date range, but it might require an unexpected amount of time to get tasks in order. So we're not going to do that in this demo. Clicking on the Issues option displays all the tasks. And one bug I created exists for the project. This is a good way to review and update the issues from one screen. You can scroll down and see all the properties that can be checked or modified. And right now we have only 5 left that are not assigned. When we go back to the work in progress, you can see what you're working on, and that's where I had that one bug that I was looking at, and we're going to probably go back over there momentarily. Let's see, I think it is safe to conclude that I'm not clear on how to manage the tasks, the bugs, the test cases. I believe it has the capabilities, but it's not obvious without some tutorials or formal training. So with a little tutorial information, I did find out that I can create an issue type called tests. And what I have to do after that, I can create additional fields or properties to support what a test case entry needs, such as start date and instructions. With some thought, there may be other fields required. And I would prefer that this was already done, but it is a free software. More research, then I was able to determine something. I did a little research and found out there is an app called QA-Lity, or QALITY. It is designed to install onto your Jira environment. It took a few seconds to install. It appears under the Apps pull-down menu, which I'm going to go there momentarily. After the install, a new issue type is required. So I created the type that is required, and the name of it I showed you a few minutes ago, QA-Lity test. Once that is done, you can create at least one issue using the new test case type. Then open the QA-Lity app and the test case issue is identified. You can then edit it and see the new fields that support adding steps and expected results data without you having to go through and do all that manually. It's there for you, and all you have to do is enter the data that you need. I was encouraged and decided to change the start date of the project. That then moved some of the issues that I used to have in the Scrum board. So that was exciting. Let me take a moment and just jump over to the apps. And so here's QA-Lity. That's the only one that I actually installed. But from here, you can actually explore and look for other apps, and there are many other apps that can be integrated into Jira to perform certain operations that it doesn't do automatically. And you can manage those apps and view your app requests. I'm not sure what that one is. I hadn't run that, so I'm not sure exactly what that is. But understand that there are many integration apps that or plugins that can be added to Jira. I like that. That is really good for that software. Now, if I go back to your work, I want to actually show you, let's see if I can get this. Yeah, I want to actually go to the work page. I don't just want to see it. So the first thing is it wants to display it for you. And what I'm interested in is getting to the one that has the exclamation, which is this guy here. This is a true test case, whereas this one is a test. Anyway, let's go there, but I'm going to take you back to the work page itself. All right, so that's how it normally comes up. So we're back to that point, and then I can click on this item right here. And by the way, while I'm here, I just want to mention there's another set of options where viewing and looking at what's assigned and starred and so on. I don't know all of that. I'm not going to go any further with that. Okay, so I'm opening up, and notice that this is associated with quality, or QA-Lity, however it's pronounced. And it's considered the test management software that's now integrated into the Jira product. And here you can see a nice breakdown. I entered all of these steps, and it gives me several columns. I can enter test data that needs to be entered for the step, and I can also add attachments that might go into a lot more detail about the particular step item. But it's a completed test case, and it has 9 steps in it, and I can add more steps if I need to. So that's a nice functionality. And let's see, if we click on this, I can go to actions. Nope, The only thing is I can actually hide this piece of the product out of the actual test case entry. Don't know why that would be necessary, but that capability is there. And there's some other actions that can be taken. I can actually go to the test management product, QA Liddy, and I can add links. I can add child items to this test case, and I can also add attachments at this level. So I can add attachments at the top level, or I can add attachments at each step if that was necessary. That could be overkill, but it's available. And of course, you can see all the other detail. You can scroll down. This is really nice. In conclusion, the Jira tool has the potential to meet your needs for good task management, good bug management, and good test case management. It is better suited for agile projects, but that is not a showstopper. It should not be considered a showstopper. It's adaptable. I hope this demo is found useful. I'm sure by reviewing some additional video tutorials, I would find more useful features and functions. Thank you for your time. My time is up. I thank you for yours. Please join us in the next session.